Okay, I think I'm live. All right. Hey guys, good evening, good evening, good evening. Come on in. Hey Andrea, how are you? Okay, yeah. Okay, guys, so I am live. Hey guys, come on in. I'm your girl Falasha Day, the accountability accountant, guys. I help entrepreneurs and individuals live both their business and their financial goals. And I do that by holding them accountable to do the work. Okay, I won't even be able to go live on Instagram. I hold them accountable to do the work. I incorporate their accounting, and then I push them and coach them to their greatness. So, guys, there is so much going on, and so my concern is what will happen to the small business. So, if you guys are new to me, please follow me on all things. Ouch! Just bang my knee. Please follow me on all things social media. Falasha Day, the accountant, and please share the video as well. So let me go ahead on and share the video. Then I'm going to get started as well. So what will happen to small businesses? What will happen to small businesses? That's kind of the discussion today. So guys, you can post your questions. I can see the questions, and we'll be able to answer them live as well. But what will happen to small businesses? What's going on? Honestly, there's a lot of uncertainty with small businesses right now. And the reason being is because of multiple factors. There are so many businesses that could not or cannot 100% pivot online. So their opportunities are different than yours and ours, right? And then there's also the small business owner that's not technologically savvy, that might take, a few months learning curve. There's also a lack of demand as well when it comes down to business. So there is just so much happening right now. So I just guys want to just come in, have a quick little discussion with you guys, and see how you all. It keeps freezing. It keeps freezing. Is it still freezing? And see how you guys, how do you all feel right now? That's like one of my questions. How do you guys feel? For all my small business owners, how do you feel right now? Are you ecstatic? Are you worried? How do you feel about this landscape that we're in? Because me, I'm the middleman. I'm ecstatic. It's freezing. I don't know. I may have to come back. I may have to come back. Hey, John, I'm live. What's going on? Yeah, no, he didn't call me yet. Oh, he got a business? Okay, I'll call you when I'm done. Okay. Alrighty, I will. Bye bye. Okay, no, Dana said it's not freezing. Coaching Well said it's not freezing. So, guys, it might be, it looked like I have 5 bars. So, what is the state? How do you all feel? For all my small business owner, let's have a discussion, and I'm going to go into my content as well. But right now, for me personally, I'm like the middle person. So, from a consumer standpoint, from a buyer standpoint, um, I'm concerned about being able to get the major necessities, right? And having things for the children and stuff, right? But from a business owner standpoint, and let's say service-based business specifically, right? I am getting a little worried. And so here's why. There are approximately 30 million small businesses. Okay. 2.6 million of those approximately are small Black-owned businesses, right? Out of the 2.6, there is 110,000 of small businesses, African Americans, that have employees. Okay. So when I do the calculation, right? That means only 4.2% of small Black-owned businesses have employees. Also, remember I told you guys there's 30 million businesses. Hey, Tommy, there's 30 million small businesses, right? The SBA approved 1.6 million loans, okay? So there's 30 million small business. 1.6 million was approved for a loan. That means only 5.3% of our small businesses have received funding. 5.3. 1.6 million, Dana, I'll give you the exact numbers from the SBA. 1,627,000 received from the PPP specifically. So when you look at the math, if only 5% of our small businesses have received funding, then what about the other 95%? What are they going to do? But remember, only 5% almost, that's rounded, of our businesses have employees. So based off the numbers, no, they don't break it down. They don't break it down by Black owned and all of that stuff in the SBA. What they do break it down is by state. So if you want to go off by state, and then you look at our percentage, our population rate in the state, right? And then also our business rate in the state, then you can do the calculations from there. But no, they didn't provide it whether or not it was Black owned. And I know honestly, probably 0 Black owned businesses, like 1% was Black owned. And so the problem I have with that is, what's going to happen to the other 95%? What's going to happen to those small businesses? What's going to happen to the other small businesses that didn't even apply, that has already closed their doors? What's going to happen? Those are my questions. And I want to kind of clear open up the discussion for that as well and kind of talk about it. So you guys can post your questions. We're about to go get started into the content. So what do I think is going to happen? Do y'all want me to be a realist, or do you want me to be an optimist right now? Do you guys want me to be a realist or optimist? Because if y'all know me and you've been following me for a while, I'm a mixture of the two. I'm a realist and I'm an optimist. I don't know what they call that. All right? Do you guys want me to be a realist or optimist? So the realist part of me is saying that 95% of our small businesses are going to be out. By December 31st, 2020, 95% of our small businesses will fail. Automatically. That's the realist. Uh-oh. The optimist in me is saying, okay, guys, they left us in the water. All right. Now it's our time to pivot. Now it's our time to offer additional products and services. Now it's our time to figure out what really works. Now it's our time to step it up and grind harder. Now it's our time to make everybody hate us and shine bright, right? That's the optimist in me. That's what I'm saying. The middle one, right? The grounded person is saying, okay, all righty, 95% of them will fail, and the 5% honestly can go right behind them. And this is where economics come into play. As you guys can see, the oil industry has actually almost went bankrupt today. Okay. You see that brick and mortars, all of the stores, Neiman Marcus, Barney's, everybody is closing their doors. So what happens now? Who's supposed to save the day? You. It's now time for you guys as small business owners. So the only way that the 95% of the small business owners that did not receive funding will make it out of this difficult time if they push it to the limit and they ask and they take everything that's theirs. Okay, that's you I'm talking to. I'm talking to you. Go out and take everything that's yours. Go and take it. It's yours. Your name is already on it. You just have to do the work. My fear is the other 95% won't do what's required. So if you are willing to do what's required in your business and grind hard, you will be successful. So Dana say, oh, and I think I can add the question. Okay, let's see if it'll let me. So Dana say that Donald Trump must go. I agree. She said that Donald Trump must go. I agree. But then there's a lot that must go too. It's not just Donald Trump that must go. So we're asking for Donald Trump to go, right? But then what else do we as business owners, as individuals, what else do we must let go? What has gotten us to where we are right now? Was it good habits? Was it bad habits? Do we have a savings? Do we have a rainy day fund? You know, do we have the necessities? What else do we need to let go of? Yes, Trump needs to go. But then also, this is the defining moment right now in entrepreneurship that the individuals that's completely 100% transparent with themselves and not blaming anybody. And I'm not saying you're blaming anybody, Dana, at all. For business owners all across the world right now, we have to take completely all blame out of it. Forget about the government right now. Forget about Trump right now. It's not about them anymore. It's about you. It's about your family. And it's about what you desired. See, this is why we are living in a capitalist state. I mean, I said a capitalist country, because guess what? Your income is predicated off your actions. But if the 95% of our small businesses that did not receive funding give up today, then we are done. If the 95% of our small businesses do not market effectively to you guys and get it out there and get their products and services out, then we're dead in terms of growing the economy. What we have to understand is that we're all connected, regardless if we like, yes, this live. We are all connected. And all of this connects. It's all, I used to say this all the time. It's one big puzzle. All of this is just one big puzzle. You know what? Hey, Liz, how are you? Shake Shack. Yes. You know what, Liz? I didn't expect nothing different. And the reason why I didn't expect anything different was because A lot of the small business owners that I've been telling for years has never built a relationship with the banks. Now, I'm not saying that that's the reason why they didn't get approved, because nope, that's not the main reason why. But honestly, the average small business owner do not have their banker on speed dial. So Tommy said, what do you think about Shake Shack returning their government funding? I'm actually happy that they returned it. I'm actually happy that they returned it. The only issue is, from an accountant standpoint, guys, honestly, if they continue to pay their staff the same amount and don't bring in any revenue, or bring in 25% less revenue, and they're still paying high salaries, right? Then that money they may end up needing that money in like October from an accountant standpoint. Now, see, you guys have to respect where I come from, just so you guys won't bash me. You guys have to understand I play a major role. I play the middleman. I am the accountant that look at it for, the rich, the accountant that look out for the poor and the middle and the middle class. But then I also have to look at it from realistically. So just understand my perspective. It's never going to be one-sided or totally in agreement with everybody, because of the way I have to look at it for business. So from an accountant standpoint, we don't know how much their average salary, their payroll is for a month or 2, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months. We don't know what their regulatory fees are. So honestly, it's a good gesture to give the money back, right? They shouldn't have ever even applied for that program, number one. But number two, they might need that money. Not now per se, but guys, 40 million with thousands of employees can end up being nothing. Honestly. From an accountant standpoint, if you got $40 million, right? Because they said they had $40 million sitting in their bank account. Okay. My little payroll, y'all, is 6 figures a year. My little payroll. Okay. My little company. Okay. Okay. So they have $40 million in reserve savings, right? Let's say each location payroll is $100,000 a month, because that's about right. About 100. They have like 200 locations. 200 locations times $100,000 a month, y'all. That's $20 million. So from an accountant standpoint, if the numbers show that their payroll is this amount, and they're not bringing in revenue to cover the payroll, and their savings is only 40 million, then yeah, they're going to need that money in October. They're going to need that money come September, right? That's from an accountant standpoint. From you guys' perspective, I'm pissed. Okay? I'm pissed because they could have went to investors. They could have did crowdfunding. They had more opportunities than you guys. You understand? So from you guys' perspective, I'm frustrated. I'm upset. Because they took away, the average small business owner would have only gotten about, let's say, 100,000, right? So they ended up getting, that's over like 1,000 businesses that could have gotten $100,000 funding, and that probably could have saved their business. So from an accountant standpoint, if the numbers don't add up, they might need it. See. Honestly, too, they may have done their forecast already and calculated what the payroll costs would be over the next 4 months. The only reason why they returned it is because their reputation is required for the stability of their brand. So they had to do that in good faith. They had to give that 10 million back, because that 10 million can have them end up losing 100 million. You understand? So I understand their motive. It was a good faith motive. So Dana said, I have a friend received 90K. She had her banker on speed dial. She had 3 different business bank accounts. She chose the one who would work with her. Exactly what I'm talking about, Dana. That's exactly what I want. And I'm loving your friend. Tell her kudos. I love her right now. That's how it's supposed to be done, guys. You want to bank on a local level and on a big box level. Do not allow your big box one to have the most traffic, the most transactions, and the most money in. Do most of your transacting on the local level and make sure, as I've been telling you guys for years and years and years, make sure your banker know who you are. So that was a really, really good question, Tommy. And I didn't even get to post it up. So Elizabeth said, that's cool, but they were able to get 150 million raised. So that's the only reason they did. So that's the only reason they did. Oh, yeah. Yeah. So the thing I didn't like about it was the fact that that should have been the first thing that they should have done, was attempt to raise the money before them going into that program. But the issue is the bank allowed it. The bank allowed it. See, it didn't come. See, the PPP program the funding didn't come directly from the SBA. Okay, the monies came directly from the bank. So it allowed the bankers to be the boss man on the block right now. Like, your banker was like your best friend right now. Everybody loved their banker these past month, right? And so anyone that had a solid relationship with their banker was the one that ended up getting the loans, but more so on a local level as well. It wasn't the bigger banks that were doing like that. It was more so, well, almost every bank does that, but more so smaller banks approved smaller loans for smaller businesses. That was a good question. Any other question, y'all? So, okay. So what happens right now to our small businesses? Nothing. Nothing happens if the small business owner don't move. If the small business owner is sitting back watching Netflix, hoping and praying to get a loan, not even understanding that they have to repay the loan if you don't use it off of payroll. And see, this is where a lot of people are going to have major problems. It's simply because, see, a lot of small businesses, payroll is not their highest cost. It may be their overhead, their other expenses. And the moment those other expenses exceed 25% of that loan is the moment that loan become unforgivable. And you have to repay it. So my biggest fear is the misuse of the money. And then the fact that a lot of small business owners aren't doing their bookkeeping, so they're not going to have proper record keeping of the funds. So when the bank asks you, what did you spend the money on? Please show me your records and proof, right? Where would you go to show them that? And so this is just a learning experience for all of us, is that everything we've been putting off, learning financial management, getting a grip on our finances, and taking control over the life that we want and being accountable to ourselves, right? It's playing a toll on our lives right now. It truly is. It truly is. Because if we were 100% focused and doing 100% of what we were supposed to be doing, even me, this is the conversation I have myself too, right? Even me. What problem will we really have? We wouldn't even be thinking about a loan right now. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. Some of my clients, so Elizabeth said, hey Liz, you on Facebook too? I don't even know. Elizabeth said, I'm working my ass off and doing what I got to do. If I have to lay off staff, I'm doing what I have to save my business. I have a few landlords work with me, but one hasn't responded. So if you guys don't know, Elizabeth Jennings is the owner of Carolina Eye Candy, located in the Carolina, South Carolina and stuff. And she has multiple locations, guys. And right now, she's the typical perfect candidate for the PPP program. But I don't know if she applied or if she was approved or declined or not. But we do have small businesses just like Elizabeth's that needed that funding. So that additional 10 million that Shake Shack returned, I'm curious to see who's going to handle it, because it goes right back to that bank. See, this is the thing, guys. Everybody is raising craziness saying, oh my gosh, they did this, but you guys forgot that there were no regulations. This was left in the bank's hand. So Elizabeth says she applied and haven't received anything because the funds ran out. Typical of what every small business owner has been facing right now. So why did I come on here, guys? Because I'm about to get off really quick. I just come to give you guys some good faith and just say, just work, push yourselves. Don't overdo it. Fit your family in, do what you need to do for your family and stuff like that. But push your businesses to the next level. Pivot, okay, and do what's required. Let's stop making excuses. We have left excuses in 2019. It's like 2020 is like, okay, it's no excuse not to do this no more. There's no excuse not to do this no more, right? I need to do this and step up to do this, right? So now 2020 has left us with no excuses. If you've always wanted to start your business, this is really the best time to do it because it's chaotic. You don't have anything else to do. You have so much free time on your hand. Okay. If you ever thought that you wanted to close your doors or you're not happy and everything, this is the time for you to meditate on that and go if you're not serious. But this is also the time for all of my bosses and my winners out here, my alphas, my hustlers. This is your time to shine. For everybody that has been putting in work since 2017, 18, 19 consistently, it's going to pay off in 2020. It's definitely going to pay off in 2020. So continue to keep working. Continue to stay focused. Apply for your loans. Do what you need to do, but do not stay up focused on the loans. Do not stay up, trying to stay up planning for your business. Stay up doing the work in your business. Stay up following up with clients. Stay up doing that stuff, right? So that's basically all I want to say, guys, is that it just doesn't, honestly, the trajectory look kind of bleak. Look very bleak for small businesses. Because if they only approve 5% of funding, yep. So Eric Pierre, CPA, fellow CPA, he said, though the righteous falls down 7 times, they get back up. This is your time. And so it's so funny that you even come in and you put that scripture in, because those individuals that believe, right, and continue to fall, but continue to keep getting up, this is it. This is that time, that opportunity that you were thinking. This is the opportunity where your peers are going to be afraid to move and be afraid to do their live streams and afraid to put their content out. But you, on the other hand, you're not going to be afraid. You are going to push it because you believe. Now, for all of you that didn't believe all of this time, it's time for you to figure out what you're going to do. It's no more wasteful money in the land anymore. So for all of the businesses that's been hiding behind coaches, hiring coach after coach, not launching programs, not producing services and producing products because you're afraid, oh, you're hiring a coach and you're thinking you're not ready, right? You can't hide behind that coach no more. This is your stage now. It's time for you to shine. The lights are on you right now. Pow. We're watching you. You learn so much from all your coaches. It's time to execute now. No more keep hiring coaches, hiding behind, claiming all of the expenses on your taxes, talking about you building a business, But this is your time to execute now. Elizabeth said, I started my business in the recession of '08. Just did a video about this topic today. The government is not my source, period. Period. That was fire, Liv. That must have been Toya coming out. That was fire. Period. She said the government is not her source, hunty. Let me add that one onto the screen. The government is not her source. Mine either. The government will take care of fools and babies. So Pierre said, he said to shine because this does sift the wheat. Oh, yes, from the shaft. Yes. Oh, this is a good one. Oh, and so this is also going to show who's really made of leading. You know, we need leaders now. We really don't need any more followers. We don't really need any more followers. So this is for all my leaders. It's time for you to stand up. You've already studied enough. You've already hired every coach. You've already watched every YouTube video. It's time for you to come out and shine right now. It's also time for all of us to really stand up together and band as one and really support small businesses. If you don't support small businesses, then you're hurting the economy just as bad. I'm going to repeat that again. If you guys continue on this journey of not supporting our small businesses, just wipe out employment totally. Because 60% of the whole US will be unemployed if you guys don't patronize small businesses in some form of fashion. So instead of buying your lashes from Fashion Nova, those cheap joints, right? Go and get your lashes from Elizabeth. She's an esthetician. She has her own lashes, her own lash brand, right? Instead of you guys going to McDonald's, go call and see if the neighborhood small business restaurant is open. And then also go directly to the small business. Don't go through a third party like Uber and DoorDash. I'm sorry, because that does wipe out DoorDash employee or contractor, right? But it also prevents the small business owner from getting 30% of their revenue. So honestly, we're in that state, guys, where we just have to kind of just do what's best for everybody, for yourself, but for everybody now. Because these past few years, everybody has been for self. So you guys probably thought I was about to say do for yourself, right? Nope. I don't believe in all of that. I believe in you doing for yourself first, but then you making sure you pull up somebody else too, and you take care of the people around you. We've been stagnant on helping one another. We're probably in this state because we need to help each other. And what better way to do it by supporting another small business owner? So that's all I got to say, guys. If you don't have any questions, I'm about to tune out, get these kids their bath, and get them going for the night. And then, so Can't Quit said, who can I support that sells colored synthetic hair for French braiding? Oh, that's a good question. So you may have to Google. I think it's a Black-owned beauty supply store online. I forgot the name of it, but it is they may have the hair. Crystal Davis said, I'm going to tell you, I don't think I'm going to get my nails done. Let me put it up there. Crystal said, I'm going to tell you, I don't think I'm going to get my nails done anymore. There's a very talented young lady who makes acrylic nails, and they are beautiful. I put them on myself. She is on Insta. Oh, wow. See? And me, honestly, that will work for me because these acrylic nails mess up my nails. I had got a fungus, and they keep making my nails brittle, so I cannot even do the fake artificial nails either. Oh, you're welcome, Liz. Yeah, so check them out. No, they could deliver to Texas. They're online, so they can deliver to you. They can deliver to you. And so this is another thing. Don't be discouraged either because everything is expensive. So if you guys say, oh, going to the mom and pop down the street is more expensive, everything is expensive now. So just support your Black-owned business. But guys, I just want you all to just focus. I just want you guys to just focus on yourself, focus on your community, and focus on building your business. Because honestly, if you never understood the importance of entrepreneurship, look around you. The government didn't create what we're sitting in right now. The government didn't create this ring light. The government didn't create this MacBook. The government didn't create the pictures behind me. The government didn't create any of that, and we're still buying all of it, right? So what makes you think that relying on the government to create stability in your life is okay? It's not. It's not. It's not. So like my mother said, the government take care of fools and babies, guys. Stay focused on what you're supposed to do. Get all of the other distractions out of there. Like, for example, I said after about next week, I'm not even going to study no more on the PPP loans. Like, my head is hurting. Honestly, guys, my head hurt from all the reading that I done, all of the laws. Oh, and before I close out, I'm going to just give you guys my opinion. You know, I always give you guys my opinion on things. This is just my prediction. I don't think they're going to approve another wave of funding specifically for small businesses. I think we've already pulled enough strings. The numbers have to make sense. See, remember, guys, I've been telling you all, you can't really beat the IRS if you increasing your expenses and living above your means, because the IRS going to know, you know, right? Everything connects the dots. It has to make sense. Who is going to give us another $340 billion in debt, in money? For who's going to take on debt for us again? Who's going to do that? Who? Everybody's going to bankrupt. Who is going to approve it? I'm curious. Who do you guys think is going to approve it? China again? Where is the money going to come from? How are they going to convince them to give us more money? That's just my opinion. And I'm going to explain to you guys why, and then I'm going to go hang out with the kids. Number one, reason why I don't think that they're going to give us additional funding is simply because the people that needed it got it. The people that really needed it, not saying you guys didn't need it, but you understand what I'm saying, right? Number one. Number two reason why I don't believe that there's going to be any additional funding approved, the numbers don't make sense. The numbers don't make sense. It has to add up. 1 + 1 = 2, not 2 + 3 = 4. You understand? And right now, our whole economy doesn't make sense. Like, the economists don't want to admit it because they're all in the back pockets of politicians and stuff. But your economists don't want to admit that they don't even understand how our calculations are even adding up. How are they even making decisions about our economy? Like, it's all intrinsic. It's all fake now. So one, the numbers are not going to make sense. Number three, we're not in control. This situation, I feel as though, this is just my opinion, it was meant to happen. It was meant to weed out all of the bad cats, all of the frauds, all of the people that wasn't consistent and disciplined, that didn't deserve it, that were robbing people, taking advantage of. This was meant to expose a few people. This was meant for us to get our lives in order and do better. So in all actuality, right? Why would they approve more? Why would they approve more money? To do what? To do what? And how many more small business owners will be able to apply? And what protocols are they going to put in place to make sure that the people that need it get the funding? Nothing. My sister told me that Trump fired somebody that was supposed to be overseeing the funding right before the funding was approved. But I got to do some research on that. But that's what my sister said. So now who's going to make sure that you get the funding? So what's going to change? Another 300 and something million or billion going to be approved, and guess what? Who's going to get it? Not the people that really need it. Guys, so what really happens to the small business owners to understand that you are not in business with the government, but are in business for you? You chose to choose what time you want to wake up, choose how you make money, where you make money, what you do, how you do it. You chose it. Now it's up to you now to continue on and push it. Because the people that surround you right now, they might have a job and they might seem like life is perfect and everything is okay, but you might have to be the one that they all fall back on. And you need to be in the position and be ready to take care of your family when your time comes. Because now everybody that doubted you is also now going to depend on you. So for all my small business owners, get up and push it to the limit. All right, guys, I'm your girl Falasha Day. Don't forget, tune in tomorrow, each and every Tuesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on RipRadioNetwork.com. I think I'm gonna give y'all the numbers tomorrow. I think I'm gonna go through the numbers, like what state was approved and what's the percentage of the business and all of that stuff tomorrow on the radio show. So yeah, I've already started developing my content for that. But that's it, guys. I'll see y'all tomorrow, 7:00 p.m. I might even go live early if anything happened. But just know this: it's not in your nothing is in. God got you. All right, guys. Bye, y'all.